Alright, let's get started. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's stream. Let me just check audio and everything like that is okay. Can everybody hear me? Can everyone now see the game? Can everyone hear the music that is supposed to be playing? Hopefully the answer to all three of those is yes. We have got some people in the chat, which is always encouraging to see. And yeah. We'll get started shortly. We have a few things, we have lots of things actually that we need to get ticked off the list tonight, as well as talking about this month's rail news. Just propping up my notes there, there we go. So yes, tonight we are doing the following things. Rebuild the approaches to Gardcity St Michael. Rebuild the North Valley's route to realism standards, rebuild Mewood Junction to realism standards, rebuild Sibbertshome and Dinnpool East stations to realism standards, rebuild the main lines between Dinnpool East and Buntbourne Parkway and Cadingbury Junction to realism standards, and plan out Gardcity Connect services across the city. Right, sounds like everyone can hear. George, while I remember, it's a new month, so you can now send me a single message with your plans for your franchise. I can't actually. It's the Great Western franchise, wasn't it? You claimed. Let me see if I can find that email. That was a while ago now. There it is. Nope, that's not it. It's around somewhere. I should have starred it. This podcast timestamp. There it is. The Gardcity Great Western franchise, and they make Gardcity Western Railway. I'll have to change that still. And the Fort Flonwood to Buntbourne line has been renamed the Fort Flonwood and Buntbourne Direct. So yeah, Great Western, any franchise changes that you would like to make, so long as they're within reason, you can do so. Right, news, rail news. High-speed 2 train contract bidders reveal proposed designs. I have seen the designs, I don't like any of them. I think the one I hate the least is the Hitachi Bombardier joint bid, but the rest of them, I'm pleased that the Talgo design doesn't look like the weird duck build thing that they have in Spain, but the Alstom design looks like a swan or a goose. The CAF design, actually CAF's doesn't look too bad. Siemens looks more like a metro train than a high-speed train, and the Hitachi, I want Hitachi to win because they're good at building high-speed trains all around the world, and they have a proven track record here in the UK of building high-speed trains. Bombardier, on the other hand, which are part of that bid, I don't want to win because they're the square root of useless right now. Virgin are entering. Why can't I speak tonight? Virgin are considering entering open access rail operations. Abellio have revealed their livery for the East Midlands franchise, which looks very similar to the West Midlands franchise colours. The Hydrogen 319 has made its debut and seems to be working well. And possibly the last ever steam locomotive on the subsurface underground lines has run, because of the new signalling upgrades. There's a very good chance that we won't be able to run steam on those lines anymore, which is a bit of a shame, but signalling upgrades, you know, they're actually quite good signalling upgrades. Anything else? I think that's it for now. If there's any other new... Oh, Meridian Water's open. I think we mentioned that before. And there's some other stuff here, there, and everywhere that's happening. Market Harbour Station's reopened after being remodeled. But yeah, any other news or anything like that, feel free to say so in the chat. Right. Just to prove that this is live and not a video, we are going to be doing next to no remodelling work around GSMI. I have started running some trains. This service here runs between GSMI and New Puston, which is an awful name for a station, and it runs via the new Fort Flonwood Parkway. So if I zoom out a second, it comes from GSMI, goes straight through the first station there, does stop here at Little Praningwell, which is a major interchange now, does also stop here at Preefingfield East, also stops down here at Dinstown, and then runs along this way, also stops here at Funingbury Reaches. We've got a new depot over here for suburban services on the new Western Reaches South line out of GSMI, so the APTs will still be up at Moningpool Lake. This is just for the Stadler Kisses and other trains that we're going to be running. I've kind of stretched the realms of reality slightly because it's supposed to be 80s inspired trains, but this unit is built in the 90s, I think, or early noughties, so we're kind of stretching things a little bit. We could change the law and say that the network could only afford trains that were built in the 80s or before the 80s. It's like second-hand stock, let's say. Anyway, train then runs through Fort Flonwood Parkway, which, because it doesn't have any other services running through it at the moment, doesn't have any passengers waiting because it's not within the catchment area of anywhere. Although by the end of today's episode we'll have planned some services to also stop here at Fort Flonwood Parkway. We then go straight through there. We do stop at Buntbourne. We go straight through Powington. We stop up here at Sunington, which doesn't have any passengers waiting for some reason. Straight through Condal. We stop at Portfield, and then just keep going south. And there's New Puston, which I think we built last time out. I've changed it slightly. Terminating services go into the right-hand platform here on the down line, and then on the up line, I think it's the left-hand platform. And then there's crossovers at either end so that trains can arrive and leave. But one of the issues with this is the slow lines here are the southern lines, and the fast lines are the central lines for both of these lines, and then the other slow lines are the eastern side here. And then on this, at the station, the northern platforms are the slow platforms, and then the south ones are the fast platforms. So plan here is to have this line drop down, cross underneath the fast lines, and then join up over here, and then somehow maybe drop under. Actually, maybe go. Oh no, I can't go over unless we build tunnels. We might be able to build tunnels and have the slow lines go over and along, and then have these fast lines cross underneath and like connect up over here. We'll have to do some waypoint manipulation, but in theory, at least, it should work. So I'm going to unpause the game for a second, and everything's going to run really slow. I do have a fan on standby in case my laptop does get too slow. Let me know if the stream is running okay still. Let's get some conversation going in the chat though, guys, because for the last few days actually I've been streaming a lot on Twitch, and I've got a 7-hour train simulator stream that's going up on the channel next Wednesday, and that was a really good stream. We had lots of people coming in, we had lots of people chatting, we had new followers. It was really good. So I want to try and emulate that on this channel as well, and actually get some good conversation and some good people, get some still can't speak, get some subscribers in, because we are up to 980, so we are 20 subscribers away from 1,000. So let's try and get that going. So everyone here tonight, do your bit, take part in the conversation, take part in the chat, spread the channel if you can, share the link, do everything you can to try and get us up to the big 1,000. Right. Snip this. Snip. Actually, hang on. Just want to make sure that this signal doesn't have... No, it doesn't. Good stuff. Get rid of that. Right. So you're going to drop down there. You'll come up like that. I want tunnel. And we'll do something like that, and then we'll put a signal there like that. Right, you're then going to cross over the top. Good, we've got just enough room. So you're going to go like that. You're going to join across like that. We'll snip those. So this is the end for those lines like that. There we go. Now we'll snip those back. Do this and do this. So yeah, these fast lines now need to come over to there. So what I think I'm going to do is build this out a little more, snip it like this, and then this line here I'm going to cut back for a second, because essentially what I'm going to do is run 2 lines under here. One like that, the other one like that. That's not great, is it? It's not a great design. Let's join those up, and then we'll have this line come out like this. That might work better. Cut this back. This line here can also be removed. Just for a second. I don't like the fact we've not got much room here. So actually maybe could do this. That still doesn't give us much room. I can send you the email now if you like. Also, did you hear the 195s and 331s? Yep, I know about all the new trains that are in service now. I've been keeping up to date on those. Yeah, if you don't mind sending me an email now. I mean, this is the last time, and I'll say this for everyone, this is the last time I'll be chasing people up about it. In future, if I don't get an email, then I won't. I'll just assume that you're not interested in making any changes. Because, as I said, I did a 7-hour live stream the other day, closely followed by another relatively long live stream. I don't have time to be chasing people around for emails and stuff, so it's on you guys now. If you want to support me on Patreon, you're more than welcome to do so. But any changes you wish to make, have to be like you have to instigate them. I'm not gonna chase people up. Right, let's connect those like that, and then this. I think I can do that. And then these two can go like this. Are you programmed? Nope, good. Makes my life a lot easier. But don't rush it either, by the way. Don't rush your request email, because you only get one a month, don't forget. And if I reject the changes for whatever reason, there's no resubmissions. You have to wait till next month, because again, it's about time. I'd love to be able to reply to someone and say, you know, hey, I like these ideas, however, this won't work, or maybe not that strict. You know what I mean, though? Like, ask for clarification on things. Sadly, at the moment, as I say, I don't have the time to do that. So it'll be a straightforward rejection, and then you'll have to wait till the next month before you can have another go, as it were. That should do for bridges and stuff. Right, so these trains can cross over. These ones can cross over. So you're going to be... Actually, you can keep your names. It's just the trains that need to swap. And I do still need to connect these up. Let's put that there. And do I need to do that one? I don't think I do. Oh no, I think I do. No, I do. Unless I put another set of crossovers here like that. We don't need those ones. Actually, we don't need that one either. In fact, we don't need this one. So we crossover, crossover, crossover. Yeah, that works. That works. So yeah, if you're going to propose changes to your franchise, George, have a real good look through first. Don't rush it. Don't feel like you have to have it sent off tonight. It's just a friendly reminder that this is your month now where you can make changes. And also don't expect the changes to be made overnight. And please don't use the phrase "I propose," because I hate that phrase so much. Right, I'm saving this here under a different file name because I did add some new GRFs to the game, and I'm still not 100% sure that the game has settled. So I don't want to risk breaking things with it being unsettled, so I'm just playing it safe for the time being. Right. Wait for it to finish saving, and then we'll set the trains up. So all the slow trains, they can stay as they are, going into the slow and into the slow, although this one here will have to go across to this side instead. But that's fine. Come on guys, just get some conversation going. I nearly streamed this on Twitch tonight instead of YouTube, but I thought it's not fair on those who only watch on YouTube, so I thought I'd stream it here still. But I do find people on Twitch are a lot more chatty than people on YouTube. I find it almost rude when people just sit there in silence, watching. Especially when the streamer is asking for conversation. I just find it's almost like you're just ignoring their request, which isn't particularly pleasant. But yeah, my opinions are not necessarily the same as everyone else's. Right. Western reaches north. Oh. There. Right. So north release. You're fine. It's these two. Need to be replaced with south. And same here. And Same here. Right. Where are we? Up here. So you're 30. You're 40. We are going to do some exciting stuff in a second, I promise. I'm going to do lots of heavy rebuilding. I just want to get this done now, because if I don't do it now, I'll forget, and then the whole system will break. Which is what happened the last time I forgot to do little changes like this. 30, and then you're 20, and then you're 20, and you are 30. So that's that one done. Now I've got to do this one. This train's not even launched yet. Also, you've got an invalid order. Let me just grab you quickly. This is because of this. Okay, and then scooch back over here. There it is. South, 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 south. Right the way down here. South. I've done it the wrong way around. Dope. South, 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 south. Right. You are 20. $40, $30, $20, $30. $40, $30, $30. You're 20, sorry. $30. And you are 30. Virgin Trains had the highest satisfaction rate, even though they are about to lose the franchise. Apparently First Group are about to be handed the franchise, even though they have just had a vote to kick out 6 chairmen and a motion to get them to pull out of the UK rail market. The motion was not successful, nor was the 6 chairmen being kicked out. Wow. That's quite intense. If things like that are going on, then yeah. Are they really fit to run a railway right now? Who knows? Only they know. Mind you, I believe First Group, one of the companies that vetoed Thameslink and Northern postponing their timetable changes last year. So maybe it's karma just sort of leveling the playing field a little bit, that they're now going through some turmoil. Right, so this is the last fast train, and then we just got to do the slowies. And then we've got to reprogram the signals, and then we're done. And we can move on to something a little more interesting, or at least something that's new to the series. Because the North Valleys line, I can't even remember if I built it on camera. I might not have done. It's very rarely featured, mainly because it's like the black sheep of the family, right up in the northwest corner, kind of forgotten. Just having a quick look to see what other rail news that's going on right now. There's a lot of like rebuilding work and stuff like that going on. I think also around the world there's some new monorail lines being built in Egypt, which is quite interesting. Although Bombardier are in charge of that, so chances are trains won't work. But if you can ignore that, it could work. Could be good on paper. Where's the... oh, there. Other side, there it is. Okay. So you are 50, so you are 40, 30, you're 20, and then you are 20, you are 30, and then right down here, 40, 30, and then 20, and 30. Okay. Well, it's Grayling, no common sense. It's not Grayling, it's the DFT. That's not one person, that's a whole organisation. They won the West Coast bid in 2012, but Virgin appealed it and said that the bidding process wasn't fair, and then came up with enough evidence to support that argument. So the Department for Transport initially extended the franchise, the existing franchise, while they went and reviewed the application process, the tendering process, and I think because Virgin just continued doing well, or at least not doing bad, they just kept extending the franchise on and on and on. So I don't think it was anything to do with getting sums wrong. Although Virgin did point out at the time that more and more companies are going to end up putting themselves in trouble because they're over-promising, which is exactly what's happened now. Right, I'm just setting this up. I believe these two... yeah, you're all good. So you can... all these signals can now share with these two at the end. There. And then these ones... I'm going to switch you to be north. And then you're going to share with these ones. Like so. I don't think this flyover bridge is needed now, but we might need one over here. So I might move the bridge. We'll see. We'll see. Also, these two... I think I've got the length. Yeah. So that's fine. And then there's loads of signals. Like you. We'll just reset these. 'Cause because actually with the new waypoint system it doesn't matter too much which trains go where. I don't think any of these ones were set up, doesn't look like it. Yeah, these ones are fine. And then over this side, reset, 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 reset. Alright, this should now work. Save. I've just looked at my magazine. The first thing I saw on the page is Florida tourist train loses half its route after owner decision. How the hell have they made that call? The Royal Palm Railway experience was closed to passengers in April, which means that the Orlando and Northwestern Railway has lost half its route. Huh. I'm paraphrasing and skim reading, so I've probably not quite got that 100% right. New high-speed line opened in Denmark. Oh yeah, Australia's first ever metro in Sydney is now open for business. That's pretty cool. I've kind of been keeping track of that as it's being built, so that's exciting to see that's up and running. The Stadler Class 755s for Greater Anglia have been approved for use by the ORR, the Office of Rail and Road. There was a derailment at Strawberry Hill in London. And yeah, the 195s and the 331s are in service. I think there is some other stuff. Oh yeah, the Class 802s for TransPennine have also been greenlit, and the 442s are starting to enter service. Funding has been secured for a feasibility study into extending the Borders Railway. Oh yes, electrification. I forgot to mention that one too, because it was built with electrification in mind, which again, good future-proofing. Whoever was in charge of that decision, very good future-proofing. Right, let me tick off the first thing on the to-do list. For those of you that are interested, there's a link in the description somewhere for you to go check out the to-do list, so you can see what's going to be done tonight. And you can also go check out the other links in the description to see like service schedules, speed limit sheets, and things like that. So, rebuild approaches to GSMI, done. Next, rebuild North Valley's routes to realism standards. I'm actually going to swap 2 and 3 around. So we're going to rebuild Mewood Junction first, because that's going to be part of the rebuilding of the North Valley's line anyway. So let's go and do that. So for those of you that don't know, the Western Reaches North line here goes all the way up to Sunington, which is in the top left corner of the map, or the northwest corner of the map, depending on how you want to look at it. And we have these 2 little non-electrified lines here that come up and out, and this is the start of the North Valleys line. So this bit has already been rebuilt. It was rebuilt when we rebuilt the approaches to Sunington. But from here onwards, it's an absolute mess. So we're going to be redoing that. We're also going to be redoing this line here. This isn't part of Mewood Junction. This is part of Holland Market to, I don't know, whatever area this is. Do we want to go up to Sluntfield, or do we want to build like a station here and then have like a shuttle bus go between? I kind of want to build. No, I don't think that would work. I don't think that would work. Anyway, Mewood Junction is this here, so west and east, and the actual junction itself is fine, but the approach lines are not fine. They are far from fine. So we're going to do a major rebuilding job here to actually get this to work. So, I'm sure I've already done this once on stream, or at least on camera. Right. And then we'll redo all of this bit as well. So yeah, this whole area here is going to get terraformed to improve the junctions and the approaches. So a lot of these industries are going to be removed. They'll probably grow back organically afterwards, but for now we're just going to cut it all back. All of this bit here as well is just going to get cut back because that did not look very good. All of this as well, all of these lines here, the river there, it's all going to get cut back. And under that, along here. So the new plan, this part of the valley here, I don't mind it getting heavily terraformed. So the plan is to elevate all the land here and have a new gentle slope built. Because one of the issues is it is like these tracks, one of them has to curve all the way around and join up with the other one, whereas this one has to come along this way and then curve back. So I think what I'm actually going to do is have this line kind of follow the existing slope here and then tunnel underneath a new hill that's going to be built here, and then the lines that are going to go across here, have them actually go around this way and then across this side and then curve back round and up. I think that will work well if done properly. So I want to do this bit first and curve this one around like that. So so we'll do this bit first. Now this stretch here can go like this. And then bring this bit out. Come across a little bit more. And one more. And we'll then snip back the mistake I just made. Okay. So you're going to come across like this, and across like this. These are going to join up, one there like that, one there like that. Any more conversation? Nope. Dead as a dodo. Once again. Right. This doesn't look the prettiest right now. It will do when we're done. We'll put some other like diagonal slopes and things like that just to make it look a little more interesting. I think that's only fair. Then you're going to tunnel under like this. Now the one I really want to do is this line up here, because to get it to come up into this hill and then across there is actually going to be quite tricky. So I haven't decided whether I'm going to do it via a bridge or whether I'm just going to lift the terrain. So long as this valley here is left untouched, because that is quite pretty, I'm sure you'll agree. And we've got a bridge quite similar to this on the Great Northern route as well. So this station here, which is what, Honley Market West, we go. All of this bit we'll sort out. In a little bit. Okay. So yeah, the line here, we need to go up. I'm already regretting that decision. We need to go up into here and then across. So I think if we do this and have it go up, so do like that, go down a level, along a bit, down a level. In fact, if I just do this, how close are we? Pretty close, to be fair, pretty close. So we're going to snip this, put that across like that. Can I get away with... no. That's fine though, because I can just do that and do that. That kind of works. And then climb up here. I don't mind the double step there. And along like this. And then you'll go along this way again. This will be an up. So what's the height difference now? It's still quite big. Like that. And then up. Lower that down. Right. How far away are we now? Not too far. It's not the way to check height. This would probably be the better way. Is that really how low we are still? Wow, in that case we're probably not going to be bridging across. I think we're going to be using all the available land to climb up this hill. So quiet in the chat, people. I say Twitch streaming is a lot more fun because I think people find you more easily on Twitch. and they come in, they chat and things like that. Whereas on YouTube, it tends to be your existing audience, and if your existing audience are quiet, then it'll always be quiet. But it's kind of making me think, do I want to keep live streaming on YouTube when no one chats? And the answer is probably not, and I don't think anyone wants to continue streaming on YouTube when nobody chats, because it really isn't fun to just talk to yourself for 2 hours every week. Some people might enjoy it, I don't. Right. Now we're going to curve around. So yeah, basically what I'm saying to people is, if you want to this stream every week to continue, then, you know, make it worth my time and actually chat and be friendly, and don't just sit there in silence. Particularly, as I say, if I joined a stream and the streamer is saying about how it's just quiet, I would probably take the hint and say hi and get a conversation going. I wouldn't just continue to sit there in silence and effectively ignore the streamer, because it's so rude. It's so rude and it's so unnecessary. It's just annoying as well. Right, that should be this bit done. So again, it might not look too nice right now, but we'll start improving it pretty much straight away. I'm going to lift the land up like this. Why didn't that bit... Oh, is there an industry there? Is there an industry there? No. Why didn't this bit go up? There we go. So we're going to turn this into like a mountain almost. Keep lifting, keep lifting. There. And can we do this bit as well? Yep. And this bit as well. And this bit as well. Here's a question. If you were in charge of any franchise, what would it be? Which would it be? And what would you do? I want the stream to continue, but I end up being the only one chatting. Well, one person chatting is better than no people chatting. So, I mean, I'm not going to exclude people and say, no, you can't talk, you've already talked, because what's the point of that? I'm happy for the same person to chat for... Like, XVI, 3 of us stream fairly regularly. Kurt streams whenever he can. He streams a wide variety of games. Dylan streams from time to time, and I stream. And when they're available, the XVI guys come and watch my stream. And I know that these games aren't the games that they enjoy playing. I know that, and I appreciate that. But I also appreciate the fact that they know that I like to have as many people in the stream as possible and to have people chatting. And so they come in and they try their best to help me out there. And it's very much appreciated. Likewise, when Kurt streams... he doesn't stream games that I'm particularly interested in, but same thing. Like, I know... Whoops. Oh, I wish there was an undo feature, which there isn't. I know for a fact that the game that he's streaming I'm not interested in, but I go in anyway and chat, because at the end of the day, the streamer is as an important part of the stream as the game is. And even if you don't like the game, you might like the streamer. You don't know unless you actually go in. But to get the conversation going, as I said, the Twitch streams this week, the train simulator ones, I had a severe issue with my route on Train Simulator, which in the past would have ended that series, basically. Would have ended the series, no more. But, because I had an audience in the stream, I felt like just keeping the conversation going whilst I tried to fix the problem would actually make for a good stream still. So I continued streaming and fixed the problem on stream. And that series is now continuing. So having one person chatting is better than having no people chatting. Having everyone chat, so if you're in the stream right now and you're watching this, say hi at least. Don't just sit there in silence, because there's like a whiff of arrogance about it as well. Like, oh, I don't need to say hi to them. That you like, I'm here for your entertainment rather than the other way around. But if you entertain each other, then you end up with a good stream. If you sit there in silence, everyone gets bored. Especially as, like, doing jobs like this is not fun on your own. And this series gets good views still. So I know people still care about the series, which is why I'm not saying the series will end, but the streams will end, because there's no point in me devoting 2 hours of my Thursdays to do a stream that no one really is joining in with. I might as well just put that time towards editing the XVI podcast, for example. Right. So yeah, I just want people to think about that. I just want people to think about that. Because every week we get good views, we get good likes, and it's encouraging. But the streams themselves are getting more and more tedious to do because nobody talks. So if you do want the series to stay, use your voice. Let yourself be heard and actually say something. Otherwise, it will end up going away. And in a year or so's time, I'll get messages from people saying, oh, do you remember when you used to do the OpenTTD streams? I used to really enjoy those. And then I'll end up looking like I'm just in a bad mood all the time, because I'll always reply with, well, why didn't you do something about it? When the option was there, why didn't you say something? People assume I'm just a person with a short temper and a bad mood all the time. I'm really not. I just get tired of doing the same thing over and over again, and going around in circles. It's not fun. It's really not fun. So yeah, these two tracks here need to join up now. I feel like I can do that just by following the hill here. So what I can do is like follow this almost right up to the end, so that they're level. Yeah, and then curve away again. So when we get to here, curve this way. Now, do I tunnel under here? I think I'll go along a little bit longer first. Then we'll come along to here, and then we'll have this line duck underneath to join up with this line. The other thing, of course, to keep this stream series going, is if we got up to the 1,000 subs. Because if we did that, then I can put more energy into not promoting the channel. What's the word I'm looking for? Like tailoring videos to what people want to see, kind of thing. And be a lot more relaxed and chilled. Because there is an urgency as well at the moment to get up to that big magic number. And once we reach that big magic number, things will become a lot more relaxed and a lot more fun again. But it's getting to that number that's stressful, very stressful. What kind of bridge? Actually, I don't even need. So yeah, share the channel. I put 2 posts on the OpenTTD Reddit by mistake earlier. I was only meant to do one. One on the OpenTTD Reddit and one on mine. But I always mess it up. As I say, it's the first time I've messed up to that extent. But yeah, that was interesting. I had to quickly put a message saying, sorry, didn't mean to post this twice. Maybe add a few more destinations like Liverpool and Portsmouth. Oh yes, sorry, I was supposed to choose my franchise, wasn't I? Which franchise would it be? Mine would be cross country. I would introduce new bi-mode stock and get rid of the Voyagers, but would introduce more HSTs until the new stock was ready. Oh, you kind of chose the same thing that I was going to choose, which is fine. It shows, you know, great minds think alike and all that jazz. I would probably choose... I'm really bad at choosing one. I tend to choose 2 for varying reasons. Like, I would choose cross country, same as you. I would get rid of the Class 170s and put the Voyagers and Super Voyagers on those journeys. And then use either new bi-mode trains or the old Mark IV stock that's being taken off stream now because of the introduction of the new Azumas. I would take those, but instead of the Class 91s, I would get some diesel locomotives that are suited for running along the coast. And so use the Voyagers and the Super Voyagers for the shorter routes, so like Stansted Airport to, is it Peterborough, I think they run to, and routes like that, because the Voyagers are good when used correctly. And then for the seawall running, I would use old Mark IV stock, or refurbished Mark IV stock, with, let me think, a diesel loco. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but a diesel loco that's suited for seawall running. I think that would work quite well. I'm just trying to think how to... This, maybe? So you're going to tunnel under... This is really convoluted just to link all these up, but I promise you it'll be worth it. So you're going to go there. And then this one is going to come up like this, over like that, and then this one is going to come along like this. Really weird junctions that we've got here, but it should all work. Yeah, as for destinations with cross country, I would try and, because they've come up with this, well, they came up a few years ago with this like strategic interchange thing. So they tried to take their passenger interchanges away from existing hub stations. So they tried to encourage more passengers to change at Cheltenham rather than Bristol, and ideas like that, which I actually think that's a good idea. It just needs to be executed a little bit better. So I don't think there was anything wrong with that. This does look really like mountainous and difficult to climb still, but I don't mind that. I think that's quite good. So yeah, that's one I would do. The other one I would do is probably something like Thameslink Railways, or whatever they call themselves. So Thameslink, Great Northern and Southern. And I would standardise all of the stock. So maybe not even the 700s, but something that will run on all tracks, so that if there's a problem with any train on any of those franchises, another one can step in and take over. And you do end up with excess equipment, so you don't need third rail pickup on the Great Northern franchise, for example, unless you're running out of Moorgate, of course. And likewise, you don't need pantographs on the trains out of Victoria. But just having that integration would probably make commuters' lives a lot easier. So probably something like that as well. Yeah, beyond that, I don't think I'm qualified enough to be able to tell another franchise exactly what they're doing wrong. Like, overall. Isolated incidents you can always look at and say, oh, I wouldn't have done it like that. But overall, yeah, it's quite tricky to sort of say exactly what you would do differently. I think this is all been rebuilt now. I'll save the game. I'm just reading the email you've sent as well. Add a non-stop express service between Gardcity St Peter and Gardcity Great Winfield Airport. I agree with that one to an extent. Increase service 2P00 to every 15 minutes, allowing 2A00 to only call at Little Prawningwell. By introducing these changes, this would reduce journey times to Granville and provide a non-stop express service to the airport. I would also like to brand the new services. Rebranding isn't part of this. Yeah, rebranding isn't part of it. It just comes under a franchise. Sorry, I should have explained that a little clearer. I feel like cross-country needs expanding, often forgotten about and desperate for capacity. Forgot about the 170s, good idea. Problem is Birmingham. Yeah, exactly. So you need longer trains. So the 170s are maximum... Is it 3 car or 4 car? I think there are some 4 cars. I don't think cross country have them though, so I think it is 3 car. So that's one of the problems is capacity. So increasing the trains by introducing what would be technically new trains on that route would help a little bit there. Do I need to add waypoints to this? I probably should. Although 40 miles an hour for this hill, particularly this hill, I think we can get away with it. I am actually going to try and run some cross-country services along this section of line, which is why we needed to rebuild it. We're also going to redo this section here. So we're into the rebuilding. So Mewood Junction, I'll tick that one off. I'm sure I mentioned actually about rebranding. Because ultimately you get one franchise, and if you rebrand something, then it becomes a separate entity. So Heathrow Connect is still a separate entity. It's not part of GWR. GWR are running it now on behalf of... Heathrow Express is not part of GWR. It's part of it's its own company. I think it's owned by the same company that owns Heathrow Airport. But GWR have a contract to run it on behalf of the owners. A bit like how London Overground isn't operated by TfL, it's operated by Arriva on behalf of TfL. See, I should have explained that a little bit better, but you know, that's the long and short of it. So yeah, rebranding, big no-no. But the rest of it's fine. So yeah, those are the service changes. No mention of stock though. So if you did want stock changed, you are going to have to wait till next month now, I'm afraid. But beyond that, I can see that being possible. The non-stop express between GSP and Great Winfield Airport, definitely we can do that. I might not use HSTs for that though. I might use DMUs and just set them to run non-stop between those two. Also, I'm not sure whether I should use the slow lines or the fast lines for that, because the fast lines would be the logical choice, but might not work. We'll have to see about that. I'll sort that out off camera though. But yeah, I like those suggestions. Good suggestions. And I like the idea of reducing journey times to Gronville as well, because that is kind of a major like interchange between cross country and Great Western. So that makes sense. That does make sense. I'm just hiding this behind a hill a little bit better as well. This is a very hilly area now. It used to be hilly before I flattened a lot of it to build the new junctions. And I never sort of motivated myself to go back and re-terraform it all. So that's kind of what these streams are partly for as well, is get my backside in gear. Now why does that do that? If I click up like that, why does it do that? I'm not using the flatten tool, I'm using the raise terrain tool. It just makes no sense. Alright, that'll do. And then just lift as much of this up as I can. I knew that was going to happen. It's probably easier if I just did this. There we go. Did not want to change stock. Good stuff. Alright, that makes my life a little bit easier. At some point, we're going to do the great stock transfer from Honingville train care over to the new train care at Sunington and Befingway for the West Winds line. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And actually, part of the stream tonight, it's going to be longer than 2 hours by the looks of things. I'm in the business of doing long streams at the moment. We're actually going to get trains starting to call at Mewood South when we set up Gardcity Connect, which is going to be the newest franchise on the network. So yeah, Mewood Junction. I think we could put a great big tick next to that now. And start looking at the next project, which is the North Valleys line. So over here, this is all fine. Now we have this stupid little S-bend over here to Bad Hatton Bridge. Bad Hatton Bridge station, I think, is going to close and get removed from the network because it's too difficult to get the tracks over here. The only option would be to... Actually, even that wouldn't work because of this bridge. Unless we went across through the middle of Printhatton Springs and then around that way. But even if we did that, getting back over here to Taningbury Airport, I think it's asking too much. So we could add a station to Viewburg over here. That needs rebuilding, that looks bloody awful. So that will slope down and then straight across to Wonthingpool. And then somewhere around here. So a lot of this is okay. And once we join up with the line over here, it's all good. So it's just this weird S-bend that we need to get rid of. I'll see if I can replace this with a giant bridge. That'd be like the postcard of this line, are these big bridges that we're going to have. So what level is Taningbury at? Taningbury's quite low, so we don't want a massive tall bridge. I'll leave the station in situ for now, just in case we can come up with another use for it. Yeah, right up to over here, we're going to remove. And that piece there. So, up here to over here, what I want is the land to be lifted slightly. So let's drop down a couple of levels. So straight out the tunnel if we drop down one, and then here if we drop down again, and then here if we drop down again. And then if we drop down one more level here, what kind of height are we looking at now? Still pretty big. I don't think we'll be able to get a bridge in here then. I think it's just going to be land sloping. Which already is going to be tricky because of that. There we go, and down, we'll go down a couple here. As you can see, there's a major height difference over here. Whoops. Major height difference. There we go. And then all of this can be flattened like so. Up, 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 up. Down, 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 down. So that's that bit fixed. To me, transport is about getting passengers to their destinations quickly, efficiently, and safely, while also making sure both the passenger and the operator are happy. That's a very good way of looking at it. I think some companies do forget that. Passengers forget that as well, actually. They forget about the safety bit. There are reasons why certain practices don't happen anymore, even though people want them to, and safety is the main reason behind that. Especially in the litigious society that we live in now, where if anything goes wrong, companies get sued. No one wants that risk. Alright, I'm going to put another couple of signals there and there. So the rest of this route, I said it was okay, didn't I? Apart from this curve here. How the heck am I going to rebuild this? I think one thing I would do is cut this tunnel back to over here. Remove all of this track. Like so, and like so. Oops, there we go. Up the hill, along there, and then up here. So somewhere over here, I've got to lower all this land down. Including getting rid of this. What's the height difference now? Oh, good. There we go. And then from here, we can build a cutting that goes diagonally along. over to here. Let's remove this road just to make this a little more possible. We'll remove these roads as well. Like that. And then like so, and like so. That's not what I wanted to press. That's what I wanted to press. Alright, one thing pool, Building Hall, and then Muddington. This bit's changed slightly, or it needs to be changed slightly. Like this. And then we join up with the line here, come through Trinninghall Valley, and then yeah, you either branch off to go round to the north into Honningville, or go east towards Honningville. And yes, they do both go to the same place. Once we get to this bit, yeah, we need a little bit more rebuilding here. Right, we've got two people in the chat now, so let's get this conversation going. You can talk amongst yourselves as well, doesn't have to necessarily be directed straight at me. Oh, we've got lots of freight here, that's good to see. So yeah, Frindham Station. I think I'm going to... Actually, am I going to move it? I might take Frindham off the map and build a station over here at Nutbourne instead. I kind of like that idea. I do kind of like that idea, so let's do it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Bye bye, Frindham. You probably served us well. It's been so long I can't actually remember. This means we can straighten the route through this section a little easier. I like leaving the old bridges in place though, so you can kind of see where the track used to go. That's very much how the UK works. Particularly, there's a place in the Isle of Wight, I think it's between Newport and God's Hill, where there's an old level crossing where the old route used to run through, and they've left the track in place on the level crossing. I just think it's a... They probably did it for budget reasons, like they couldn't afford to rip up the road to get the track up, but the history of it is quite a nice, like, sentimental touch. There we go. Stream is buffering at your end. Is it buffering for anyone else? It's not saying I'm dropping frames. Is it just the video that's buffering, or is it the audio as well? Okay, that's that bit done. Over here, all of this bit I'm relatively happy with. There is a stretch, yeah, there's this stretch here that could do with some reprofiling. So we'll rebuild all this section. Oleg Bronsky, welcome, welcome. Stream is fine. Good. Good. Yeah, welcome, welcome. Any questions that you have, feel free to ask. Any comments about railways or things like that, you're more than welcome to do so. So you can ask me questions about this series, the channel in general, transport in general, railways, that kind of thing, or I'm part of a company called XVI as well, so if you'd like to know what XVI is, feel free to ask. I always push that one because I love talking about XVI and no one asks me about it, so please, someone ask me about it. Right. Do a little bit of terraforming here. So what I want to do is here build a diagonal embankment like this that joins up with this route somewhere over here. There we go. And there we go. If all else fails, and you are still consistently losing money in-game, could you just add a base costs new GRF to reduce running and maintenance costs? Oh, that is something I did actually, was I went and looked at some of the options for the new GRFs that I did have. So the APTs, for example, were costing me £144 billion a year, and I've reduced that, so it's only £72 billion a year. So I halved it, essentially. I halved it initially, but I might drop it down a little bit more. We'll see. But yeah, new GRS to alter the costs might have to be something that I look at in the future, if things are still extortionately high, which they currently are. We're going to add some waypoints here. So if we come out of this station at 30, that'll take us up to 40. So 2 more here, 50 and 60, which is going to be the running speed of the line pretty much all the way along here. Video and audio went. Well, that's not great. What was the name of that thing that you mentioned a couple of weeks ago, James? Because I've kind of had a change of heart about that. It was some macro thing, was it not? Just to do the clicking on the money thing. If I still have to click on the money thing, that is. Hopefully I don't have to. I don't like using it. That's the thing. I really don't like using it. But I feel like more often than not I have no choice. Yeah, altering the costs. The running costs of some of these trains are far too high. Far too high. Am I doing another City Skylines? Yes, I will be. I've actually been building that city off camera still. I'm having a lot of problems with the budget in the game, with the money, which might not come as a huge surprise. So yeah, I'd like to get that going again. When that stream will be, I don't know yet. It will be over on Twitch though, so follow me on Twitch, M4J_gaming. It's the place to go there. Follow me on Twitch and you'll get notified whenever I go live and lovely things like that. And yeah, XVI. So XVI, when I was finishing my uni work last year, my project work, I was working in groups with my friends. So we'd go to the library at the uni. We'd work together for a few hours, and then we'd go home again, basically. And one day I was there, I think it was just me and Kurt actually, and I noticed he had this logo on his screen that he was working on. So I started asking him about it, and he's saying, you know, he'd like to release a game when he graduates. This is the logo for the company that's going to release the game. So I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. And then after a little while, he sort of looked at me and said, do you want to be part of it? And, you know, I didn't know whether to take it seriously or not to begin with, but yeah, it was a serious invitation to become part of this company. So I'm a director. You can find me listed on Company's House. XVI, Xvision Interactive, is a games developer, video game developer. Currently we're specialising in visual novels and RPGs. If you don't know what visual novels are, I strongly suggest you look them up, because they're actually quite fun little games. And I know that sounds patronising, but honestly it's not. They are fun little games to play, visual novels. You've got some really long, intricate plot visual novels, and then you've got some that take sort of 2-3 hours to get through. But they're really fun little games to play. I do highly recommend that you check them out. And I do also highly recommend that you go to xvisioninteractive.com and subscribe to our email list there if you haven't done so already. And I'll know if you have, because I'm the one who gets the emails for it. And also head over to Xvision Interactive on YouTube and subscribe to the XVI YouTube channel, because if you like me as a host and as a content creator, you'll love the XVI channel, because I host the XVI podcast, which currently there are 10 episodes. Episode 11 goes up this Saturday. Originally we were just talking about video game related stuff, so all like video game news. We did an E3 roundup 2 weeks ago, stuff like that. We are switching from now on to talk more broadly, so it won't just be video game related stuff. And in fact, just yesterday we had a big meeting, all the directors, about possible content ideas for the YouTube channel. So there's plenty of stuff to look out for. So do subscribe to the XVI YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. I promise you, you will not regret it. And as I say, subscribe to the mailing list so that when our first game is in production, and if we do decide to do early access and alphas and betas and things like that, you guys will be the first to find out. I'll also make a video for my channel, of course, keeping people up to date. Right, I'm hovering around here for no real reason in particular, because I think we're done with the North Valley rebuild for now. Getting trains running between Sunington and Warnbridge Airport is the priority. And then in the future we'll extend it along to Befingway still, which is all the way down here. Although I think most of this route, this curve, we can cut the tunnel off. That'll improve things a little bit there. This bit can become one straight diagonal. And yeah, a lot of this is actually pretty good. This curve will cut the tunnel short, and we'll cut across there. So yeah, any other questions about XVI, feel free to ask them. Let's say I really enjoyed talking about XVI. I'm still not that great at talking about it. I'm still learning my job as I'm going along. My official title is Digital Promotions and Marketing Director. My unofficial title is Community Manager, Podcast Host, and Social Media Manager. And I also made the website. So if you go over to our website and you like it, that'd be biggest compliment ever. Because I'm not great at web design. I dabble, let's say. So yeah, this is the absolute terminus of the North Valleys line, but we're not going to do that today. We're just going to do up to Warnbridge, where we've already got to. Oh yeah, there's that nice big bridge I was telling you about. The Cunfingway Viaduct. Actually, I might call it the Safing Bridge Viaduct. Safing Bridge is named after the bridge. That makes sense, doesn't it? Even though it's not technically named after the bridge. Warnbridge is named after one of these bridges. I don't know. Anything with bridge in the name, I have to build a bridge there, I feel. But there we go. So yeah, North Valley's all the way along here. So we can tick off North Valley's route. As for that macro, it is auto hotkey with a custom spam click script. According to documentation, click X clicks the left mouse button X times at the cursor's current position. Auto hotkey. I'll have to bookmark that. Right, rebuild North Valley's route. Done. Now we're going to go into the southern Gardcity region. So let's follow the Great Northern route into Gardcity. This is where the lag kicks in. Oh! It has to load the big city. It's huge. I do forget how big Gardcity is at times. I spend a lot of episodes working here. I sort of think, yeah, it's kind of big, but, you know, I've seen bigger. And then I go away and do something, come back, and then when the lag kicks in, that's when you realise, actually, this is big. Like, Portstone is just one part of Gardcity, and it's got a population of 28,000. Which is big in this game. Genford's got 10,000. Even New Rennington's got, what was that, 5,900 people? My game's currently not responding, which is why I'm not panning across. Oh, it's bad. My poor little laptop. Yeah, this is huge. Even places like Menwell, which isn't actually connected to anything right now. We have the little stations here, but there's no metro or anything that runs through Menwell, so I'm probably going to have to change that in the future. But where we're going is south of Gardcity. Oh, come on. I think the problem is I'm too zoomed out. I need to zoom in. Oh, Deningpool Bridge actually like me. Look at that. And Renston, because of the Great Eastern services that run through there. And Goowood, because of the HLR, no doubt. Oh, this is so slow. I'm going to zoom in. That might help. I know someone on Factorio said that they zoom in whenever they're moving around because it keeps the game running smooth. I do the counter thing. I zoom out for some reason, as if that's going to help. Yeah, it does help zooming in because you have less to load on screen at any one time. So here's Sibbertshome. We're going to move... Actually, we're not going to move the station. I thought we were going to move the station, but I don't think we are. Sibbertshome Station is actually okay. It's Dinnpool that really needs to change. But I am going to actually decorate these platforms because it's about bloody time. So let's get this one. This one. We'll put you there. We'll put you there. And then that one there. That one there. We'll put platform signs. And then something like that. And then something like this. And then at the back, this side's going to have dispatch cabin, the other side's probably not going to have anything, to be honest. That's what I was looking for. And that's... And then the bridge pieces. So that one and that one. Dispatch cabin. On this side, don't need anything on the other side. So that's Sibbertshome done. So we can't tick that one off yet because we've got to do Dinnpool. I'm going to hate this rebuild. I can tell you already I'm going to hate this rebuild. So the overground here, that's fine. It's this bit that needs to change. So you head down towards the airport, as does that line, through Riddinghatton Ridge. Okay. So I think we can cut these platforms off. Like that. This will become the new station concourse. Either that or the metro will run through there. I think the metro might run through here, you know. Question is, I don't think I'll be able to do this. Yeah, so this set of buffers needs to move back one. Which we can actually do, because the trains are only going to be 5 tiles long, so we can do this quite easily. Like that. Then we can do this. So this is going to be the metro station in this gap. I won't connect it up right now, I'm just going to build it. So, 2 platform, we'll do the stairs, then we'll do like bike shelters, and then we'll do trees again. And then this other gap, we'll put some eye candy of some kind in. Something like ticket machines. We'll have a ticket machine there. We need some stairs going up to the overground platforms. So we'll put you there. And then we'll have like benches. And then some more bike racks like that. I think that looks alright. Okay, so the rest of Dinnpool, we can now decorate. Right, this is the bit I was looking forward to the least, was redoing all of this. Have you ever built any station in OpenTTD to the maximum size? Yep, all the time. I've had to raise the limit for that reason. So I've not literally done 64 tiles by 64 tiles, but the overall area has been a lot bigger. So like GSG, I had to extend the limits in order to get that built. Same with the freight terminals, particularly this Gardcity South freight terminal, because that one is very stretched out. So yeah, I've done that a fair few times now. What do I need? This? Nope, wrong side. That one. And then... Actually, we'll put these here. And then these. We'll leave the last tile blank. There we go. And you there. You there. Cabin and cabin. This side we're going to build it slightly different. Where are the... Oh, there. Couldn't find the shelters for a second. So it's almost like this was 2 separate stations that over time slowly merged into one. There we go, and then island platform. Like this. And like that. and then some waypoints. Actually, I want it to be this way around, like that. Alright, and then this area here is where it's all gonna get a little bit difficult. Well, not difficult. Difficult's not the right phrase, but probably a bit messy. Essentially, what we want is two sets of two lines. This station here, Dinnpool South, that might survive. It actually, yeah, I think it will survive. But only these two platforms here, which are also going to continue straight ahead. Go on. Like that. So there will be a junction, but these two lines here are going to come down and connect up to this. So we'll snip that, snip that. There we go. Okay. Then we need to do, so these two lines here are going to be the center two. Both of these are obviously going to come across like that. So you're going to come in, you're going to come across. These two lines are also going to come out like this. This one's going to come in, skip a tile, and go across like that. You're then going to come out this side. This one's going to come out this side. So they're going to go across like that. That all looks good. And I think this is where things get a little bit tricky. So I want like flyover bridges as well. So I think if we cut this back like this, take that back, flyover or dive under? I think a dive under. I'm thinking like South London has the Bermondsey dive under rather than something flyover. So you're going to go like that, you're going to go like that, so then the exit to the tunnel should be here, I think. And actually this is going to get reshaped like this. What did I just delete? I got money for something. Don't know. Okay, and then you like that. You come down a straight line here. This one like that. And then these are the two separate lines. That can probably go there. That one's already connected. This side we can build some more junctions, so you can go across like that for a start. That one can come back. this one can then come along and along, and then these two can also do that. If we have this come out like this one come out like that, so you there, you there. This might seem dumb, but it's just to make sure that, so you are deny if entry direction is from the back, then allow. And that's just to make sure that it's a one-way system still, which I think is a smart thing to do. This here is going to get remodeled slightly. So you go across, you go across, and this is going to join up with the other line. So from about here, kind of like that, and then along like that. Put a little gap there. There we go. So you come down, you come down, you come along. If I remember correctly, this is the line that goes towards Buntbourne Parkway, and I hope I'm right with that. We'll find out in a second if I'm right. And then this line here will be the one that goes down to Cadingbury. So this can now get cut back. Does that line up? Oh, it nearly does. There is a little S-bend over here though. This, by the way, is Gardcity South Freight Terminal, which will also be joining up in the not too distant future. Once we get trains running through Gardcity, we can also get trains running off the freight loop, which is connected, isn't connected, it's not connected. That will connect here somehow. Website for XCI looks very good. Thank you. Just yesterday, after the meeting that I just talked about, I went and changed the podcast page to make it look a little bit nicer. So I'm very pleased with how that looks now. Looks a heck of a lot nicer than it used to, that's for sure. Alright, let's get rid of you. We'll put you there. You and you are also going to share with you and you. So now a train will come to here, and if the light is green, it'll come across here, straight up here, straight through there, and then out the other side to one of these, depending on where it's going. Well, that being said, if it's coming through this waypoint, oh no, yeah, that should still be fine. It should still be fine. So, Dinnpool and Sibbertshome, tick. Rebuild main lines between Dinnpool East and Buntbourne Parkway and Dinnpool East and Cadingbury Junction. It looks to me that your costs when you build stuff are approximately 100 to 1,000 times higher than mine. Do you notice similar high values in... Inflation's turned off. Might still be suffering from the effects of inflation, but I did turn them off. I turned off all the things, inflation and infrastructure costs. I turned off because we were spending like 400 billion pounds a year or something ridiculous on station tiles, and there was no way that that was sustainable currently. And I was hoping that getting some high-speed lines in would help. So I think all of the high-speed lines between Gardcity and Barcity have been speed limited, but because of the order limit issue, I've not been able to actually get high-speed trains running. So the problem still exists, essentially. Hopefully, though, in the not too distant future, we can solve that. I've not really noticed much about building costs. Probably should have been paying more attention, but hey ho. Alright, so you go to there. We'll put another signal there. One there, one there. So the waypoints, there should be enough room for them here. So if you come out, the line speed here is probably going to be 75. Yeah, 75, give or take. Am I following the overground, or am I following? I'm following the overground. Wrong line, Mark. Try again. Don't mean I've connected this up. Wrong. Oh no, I haven't. Yes, I have. Alright. 1 second. This is fine. This is fine. So this now comes across like that and like that. So yeah, 75 miles an hour probably isn't going to work for this now. We'll have to see. Let's redo these signals just to make sure that they are all in the right spot. Put another signal there, and we'll put one there. Signal costs were one of the infrastructure things as well, which I've turned off, because we have a lot of signals. We have a lot of redundant signals like these ones just to control the train direction. So yeah, 75 miles an hour is going to be the speed through here. I don't think this line needs much rebuilding. Yeah, I'm quite happy with this stretch of line. The line to Cadingbury is also going to be 75 miles an hour. And again, it's actually okay. This curve here will need changing slightly, so I'll do that quickly. Let's do that. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that, and that. Like that, and like that. Right. So yeah, waypoints over here. We're probably going to have to rebuild the track slightly to do that in the future. I'm not going to worry too much about that now. So that's that side done. Buntbourne side has also been done. Which line did we come from? This one. Oh yeah, this one loops back to GSMA, doesn't it? I remember now. Runs through this weird line. Goes past Kenville Airport somewhere. Up here. Yep, there it is. And then connects up. This MPD is probably going to be kept. I'm not 100% sure on that yet. And then yeah, through New Reddington into GSMA. So we can tick this off the to-do list now as well. So the last thing, plan out Gardcity Connect services across the city. Let me save before I do this. So we've actually gone through this relatively quickly. Certainly quicker than I'd planned for. It's still going to be a long stream compared to the other ones, but not as long as I thought it was going to be. How long have we been going for? 2 hours now. So this isn't too bad. Right, service schedules. I'll add a new one here. So we're going to have Gardcity Connect. We are also going to have Gardcity Express in the future. And they will technically come under the same franchise. Technically. So if you want to watch what I'm doing now, head over to the service schedules list. Link is in the description. And head over to the new one that I've made. Forgetting all my words. Good stuff. Right. Let's get rid of all this stuff. Okay, so it's all showing errors at the moment, don't worry about that. In terms of the train count and stuff, we'll sort that out in a bit. So Gardcity Connect is going to be the equivalent to Thameslink, in that it's going to be running cross-city. Yeah, we're going to be running cross-city from north to south and east to west. So Gardcity Connect. Service classification, I've just done 9GXX for now. Train type, EMU, service type, stopping, calling at. So this first one, I'm going to zoom in just while I scan across the city. And then somewhere over here, zoom out again. Come on. Come on. Right. So the first service is going to start here at Sunington and Befingway. Okay. Next stop is over here at B-Town. I'm just going to zoom in one again. Next, over here to Plunston. then Flame Junction. As you can probably tell by now, the Gardcity Connect services are going to be all stoppers, whereas the express ones are going to be a lot more fast running. Frothing Bridge North. Then not Habington. The next stop is Plenfing Bridge Tunnel. Little Sindhead. Come on, game. Just cooperate a little bit longer. There are no platforms here at Gondingbury. I feel like there should be. That'll make this station look a little bit more organised as well. Let's use single-sided platforms. I'm just gonna let's use electrified for this mark. That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? I'm just gonna put platforms down for now. I'm not gonna decorate them. So in this instance, I'm just gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. So you're gonna be Gondingbury. Main line. You're currently called DC lines. We'll rename you. Okay, after Gondingbury, you then come over here to Gloucester main line. And then Gronley Central. GSG. Come on. Really doesn't like Gardcity anymore. There it is. Gardcity St George. Guard Lake. Gardcity St Mark. And then from here, so we came in from the northwest, so we're going to exit to the southeast. So this train is going to continue this way, and the next stop will be at Shoreham Junction. Then Brentburg main line. And Sibbertshome. Dinnpool East. Right, where do we go here? That's a good question. I think this way. Down towards Cadingbury. So Petborough. And Marston. Charnway. And then cross over to Buntbourne Bridge. And then Cadingbury Junction. Okay, and then 2 spots for the depot, which hasn't been built yet. And that's the first service done. The second one, Let's just copy all of this. So it's not going to be 9G, you're going to be 9C XX. You're also not going to start at Sunington and Befingway. Let me just check the chat again quickly. An alternative solution to using high-speed rail as moneymaker would be to expand your air service. Using fast, high-capacity planes over long-distance routes and making sure to do plane speed factor 1:1. I do have planes. I have one route currently that goes between Warnbridge and Gardcity Great Winfield Airport. And I also have one that goes between Punfingford and Bar City. And as you can see, they earn me nothing. It's probably to do with running costs. 27 million. I think it's also to do with passenger flow, because we just don't have any right now. We need to get the rail service back up. That's what killed us, was getting rid of all the trains. But we had to. Don't get me wrong, we had to because of the reboot to the series. But I think that's what shafted us in that respect. Right, so yeah, that was the first one. The second service, just need to keep heading north. Here we go. So you're going to start... Ooh, come on. Okay, so you're going to start at Gardcity Punfingford Airport. T1. You're then going to go to Great Barnville. And then Sunington. Edinburgh. Tunfingbridge, not to be confused with Tenfingbridge. And then Dontborough. Flatbridge. Gunway Bridge. Gunway Brewery. Then Plintbridge Parkway. Gardcity St George. Then Guard Lake. Gardcity St Mark. Whoops. Always do that. Shift A. I always hold shift still when I'm doing the A. Alright. Then we go down this way to Prinley North. Except spell it correctly. Then Fundingbury Central. Caston. Chunston Central. Gardcity Rinston Airport. T1. This is like the airport line of the metro, essentially. And then this one is going to continue straight on this way, so Frodtown. Come on. Shelbister. Setberg, and then finally Dinstown. 2 for the depot. Right, next one. Whoops. We're going to have one more that goes north-south, and then we're going to have the west to east one. Come on, game. Behave just a little bit more. Okay, so this next one is going to start all the way up. All the way up. Over here at Sunington. So you're going to be 9EXX semi-fast. Whoops, not sem-fast, semi-fast. Sunington. Let's just check chat quickly. Nothing new. Okie dokie. Right, Sunington. Yes, Sunington. Next is going to be Mewood South. Then it's Honley Market Mill. Yep. So it's an all-stopper at the moment. Seston. Chuntborough. Tronwood. I think Tronwood could be moved further east. This platform could be moved up to there. I don't know. Donford. Denningwell. Befingway on Sea, which has to be a pun because it's an actual lake. Henningpool Heights. I'm just going to change that to Henningpool, I think. So, Henningpool. Then down here to Suningpool. Some of the turns on this track. I know the speed limits have already been done, but bloody hell. Platt Bridge. Tenfing Bridge on the hill. Which is a play on Harrow on the Hill. Someone needs to capitalise their names properly. Alright, Dronnington and Tenfing Bridge. Tenfing Bridge. Right, now it's going to run non-stop to Flaham. And then from Flaham it's also going to run non-stop to Gronley Central. Then Gardcity St George. Guard Lake. Gardcity St Mark. See, done it again. And then from here, I think we're going to run fast again, because these stations here are already being called at. So I think we're going to run fast to Chunston Central. And then Gardcity Rinston Airport. T1. And then from here, we're going to go south and stop at all these stops. So Buntbourne, Dreadworth, Great Bintford, and Tatham, Chintbourne East, Canley East, Muttway, Denninghead, Funningbury. We're nearly there, everyone. Lundtown, Galen Junction, and finally Fort Flonwood Central. With room to expand down to Fort Flonwood Parkway if demand so calls. It looks to me that you are close to 300k views, 800 remaining goal, in addition to nearing the 1k subs. Really? That's cool. Let me check that. I think you might be right. Yeah, 470 away from so then this video and then the next couple of weeks we might actually hit that goal. That'd be exciting. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. That's pretty cool. Right, next 9W, you're going to be DMU rather than EMU, stopping, and the rest of this is all fine. So yeah, we might extend the Gardcity Connect service down to Fort Flonwood Parkway. If we build another set of platforms over here for Ronthingberg, it'll call there as well. And I know we said about building a station for New Gruberg as well, on opposite sides of the track. Get a little bit of money back. 51 grand to buy that plot of land. Bloody hell, no. Yeah, it looks less nice with the track all overgrown and half the trees missing. And also, yes, the next route. What track are you? You're the GW. So if I keep following this, up, 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 and here. So Dronnington and Tenfinbridge is where this service is going to start. And then it's going to run up here to Aden Buzzard Springs. And then down here to Great Gronwood. Nardhead. North. I'll keep the north in for now. It's technically north. Nardhead. East. Change you. I mean, you should technically be south, but east is fine. Lenton. Eastburg. Don't know what Eastburg is east of, but Eastburg. Wendington. Wenfingfield Western. Wenfingfield Central. Yep. Wenfingfield South. It's Wenfingfield, isn't it? Yeah. You haven't got a name. I need a name for this station. Without Wenfingfield in the name. Something like... Grove Road is always my jump to, and I've no idea why. Because I've already used it, first and foremost. Who wants to name a station? It'd be a one-off, mind. Let's see what people say. I'll give it a minute for the stream to catch up. How far behind is the stream? According to this, it's bang on. I'll give it 30 seconds, and then we'll move on. Waltham Road. Yep, I like that. That'll do. Alright, the stream is a minute behind, apparently. That's not too bad. A minute is pretty good. Gardcity Great Winfield Airport. Trunley Market. Oh, no. Wrong way. Wrong way. Duh. And then over here to up this way to Trunley Market Heights. So I could have actually Trunley Market Heights, and then we're going on the Cross City line, Northern City, not Northern City line, something line. Gondwood, not D Gondwood, just Gondwood. This line will get rebuilt over time. Hannington. Sladtown South. So we've got interchanges here and here with both lines out of GSE. I'm going to take Fradingham Station. I'm going to move it north. Let's call it Fradingham, which I think was his name. So we don't have this weird curve. So this is going to be like a straight line across, drop down, maybe move this bridge and build the station up here. That should work a lot better. Then up here, Ninhill City East. If anyone remembers what this line was supposed to be, did I ever plan it out? No. If anyone remembers what that was supposed to be, could you let me know, please? Was this a station that was supposed to be? Yeah, it was. before Little Sindhead. Penfing Bridge Tunnel. Oh, we did put it in. Okay, good stuff. Over here, Flindingstone Bay. Gunway Bridge. We've got connections with both north-south lines. Fratborough Market. Sondinghead Cross. Froningwell. Straight through all of this. Grainingbury. Feffing West. Daningpool Bridge. These are long routes. Renston Interchange. And then we continue. Originally I was going to terminate it here. But I do remember saying that the Gardcity Connect service was going to replace the all-stop at Reningbury. So I think I'm going to do... Actually, alright, this one's going to stop at Renston Interchange. So we'll cap this one. But I'm going to have another service. Let's put this bit in first. So we'll call this W. Have I done W yet? Oh yeah, you were W. Let's do N. Okay, you're going to start at Great Winfield, and you're going to come all the way down this bit that we've already done. Like that. Once you get to Renston, you're then going to go Slanville, Frinningstone, Planingbury, is this Pendingston? Yep. And then Reningbury. Okay. And then in terms of frequencies, this top one is going to be probably 30 minutes. This one is also going to be 30 minutes. I think the semi-fast one is probably going to be 60 minutes. And then the east-west ones are going to be 60 minutes apiece, because then we have a train every half an hour, in theory, running through the I keep going to say running through the core. You know what I mean? Running north to east to west. Hey Kurt, when you built Fort Flonwood Parkway, the reason it said flatland required is because rail station tiles, including non-track, can only be built on slopes perpendicular. Yeah. Why are you telling me that now? That was 2 weeks ago we built Fort Flonwood Parkway. Plus I already knew that, but yeah. Also, it didn't tell me that when I was building Fort Flonwood Parkway. I don't remember it telling me that anyway. It might have done. What stuff are you carrying? Manufacturing supplies, engineering supplies. Good, good. So that's for the coal mine and stuff like that. So those are our 5 Gardcity Connect services. North to south, east to west. I mean, I could do the stopping times and stuff. I want to try and keep stuff in the game now, so you can actually see what I'm doing. Yeah, any comments, requests, concerns, observations, anything like that, now's a good time to say. I did want one more north to south. Because we can have one that goes down to Buntbourne as well. So I'm already thinking the one that I currently have from Sunington, that can in fact come down this way and go this way to Buntbourne. I want to do that, you know. I want to do that. This is not going to be easy. I've made a rod for my own back here, but hey ho. So, after GSMA, I'm going to add loads of rows. Is there a way on Google Sheets to add more than one row at once in the middle of a sheet? I don't think there is. Actually, I suppose I could cheat and like grab a load of rows from underneath and drag them up. No, this isn't going to work. Let's just pretend I didn't do that. Okay. Let's just add a load of rows. It's fine. It's fine. We're fine. I'm fine. So I really like the idea of there being like a cross pattern across the city. So if you come in from the northeast, the same train goes out to the southwest. And vice versa. So northwest to southeast. So after GSMA, I really want this train to go straight through Shoreham. So don't stop at Shoreham Junction. And don't stop here. Maybe don't even stop at Sibbertshome, but do stop at Dinnpool. You know, we'll stop at both. We'll stop at Sibbertshome and Dinnpool East. Just script writing while watching this on the other screen. Very nice. What better way to spend a Thursday evening? It's good to see you back at it as well, buddy. So yeah, after Dinnpool, we're going to be running slow again. So Trenwell Lakeside. Oh yeah, Kurt, I was trying the new Siege mode earlier, Showdown. I played one game, got 2 kills, we lost, and I'm not sure I like it. I mean, it's okay, it's quite fun, but it's very fast paced. Like, it does the usual 3, 2, 1, go, and then I died almost immediately in the first round. I don't know the map is the problem. And for some reason, it kept spawning me facing the wrong way. So by the time I turned around and started running, the enemy was already on us. It's not the worst thing in the world. What was I doing? Oh yeah, Trenwell Lakeside. And then this is actually quite a long journey. Farbridge. I remember what that used to be called. It used to have a T in it somewhere. Pindingston. Through the big tunnel. Buntbourne Parkway. Okay, 2 for the thing. Copy and paste. Honingville. And so you're not going to be E, you're going to be... I've done N. M? Actually H. Let's do H, because you start at Honingville. Let me just check the chat. My soothing voice helps you focus. On paper, Showdown is a good game mode. Like with most game modes in Siege, though, it gets filled with ranked players playing casual. I think that's the problem, is you just get cheesers and people like that. Take the people out of Siege and it's an incredibly fun game to play. Right, Honingville. Gardcity Punfingford Airport T1. Okay. Skip through all of these. Next stop will be Dontborough. Skip through all of these. Next stop will be Plint Bridge Parkway. Is that capital A again? Right, Gardcity, St. George, Guard Lake, Gardcity, St. Mark. There's that capital A again. And then the next stop is Chunston Central, which sounds right. Yeah, right, good. So now I've just got to copy these numbers over. There we go. That's not what I wanted. So I think all of these trains are going to be based at Drunnington and Tenfingbridge Depot, because all of these stations you can access from that depot, including Sunington. So that to me makes sense. So what's that? That's 6, isn't it? 2 from the northeast, 2 from the northwest, 2 from the and yeah, 2 from the west. Yeah, good stuff. Right. That pretty much does it for this stream, believe it or not. All the rebuilds and everything have pretty much been done. I'll just tick this off the episode plan as well. I do, though, need to come up with some ideas for next week. So if you have any ideas for next week's stream, we've got time now, so feel free to suggest them. And the ones I like the most will be chosen. Feel free to suggest more than one, because chances are we'll do more than one thing. I mean, we did, what, 6 things tonight? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 things tonight. And we have, as I said earlier, rattled through them. It's nearly 3 hours, but it's not too bad. I just want to get trains running on this section of the line again. It's going to be really cool to see this working. I'm almost tempted as well from the get-go to use the Thameslink trains for this, but I know that won't be a brilliant idea. So I'll probably use... They need to be dual voltage, so maybe 319s in Network Southeast livery, which I think they have. Let me just come up here to Drunnington and Tenfingbridge, which is this way. No, this way. So yeah, the depot that is accessed See, there isn't one that accesses both directions. Unless I built another thing here. I have to do some reversing. So this is where the base for West Wind services will be from. What about the branch lines near Bar City? I'm trying to avoid them for the time being, because I like the idea of them, but there's nothing over at Bar City at the moment. So it kind of defeats the point to build them. If I'd got the high speed working, then yeah, we would have done that, because that would have been a good connecting point. But until we get some more trains in and around Bar City, which involves doing a lot of rebuilding over there, most of it I think I'll do off camera, because it's going to be like not very easy to do. But yeah, new lines. It's always good to build new lines and then get trains running on them. So I'm not against that idea. I'm just looking to see how I'm going to get trains up to Sunington. I want like a single depot. And actually, this one up here looks like the best candidate. And then we'll have to... Yeah, this will work actually. This will work. We'll have to expand it a little bit, but that looks like a good candidate for it. Because you should be able to go from here round the long way into Dronnington and Tenfing Bridge to go that way, and then you can either reverse back. You can also go straight through it up towards Sunington, and then you can go this way, or you can reverse and head back towards Gardcity. So yeah, that works. That does work. And we can get trains to go right across over to there as well. Alright, I think that's our candidate then. Yeah, any other ideas for next week? Building new stuff is definitely a good thing, or in rebuilding stuff is a good thing. I was tempted to look at getting the Gardcity Great Northern franchise extended from Honingville to Warnbridge, and looking over the route just now as part of the North Valleys rebuild, it actually looked like it's ready for it, so I might end up doing that too. So yeah, the trains from Punfingford and Honingville, they'll come along this line here, and then up the line here to either Punfingford or right up here to Honingville. I'm not sure whether the direction change, like what platform would we use? This one over here maybe? No, that wouldn't really work. Might run straight through up to here and then reverse back. That could work. Because that's what trains from GSG do when they terminate here. We might have to do that. But yeah, I'm pleased that we've got all this done. These scars will heal. The big scar is definitely... I mean, that's quite a big one, but actually that's a huge one as well. We'll have to... I want to cover this one with trees now, actually, because that... Just the hill shape looks fake as hell. I wish Taningbury was at the same height as Printhatton Springs, because that would have looked a lot nicer. But yeah, this area here, oh boy, does that look ugly. Oh boy. But we can now, in theory, run cross-country services from Fort Flonwood Parkway right the way up to Warnbridge if we wanted to. Are you going to stream something else after? Do you know what? I might do. I might take a little time off to rest my voice. I was going to play some Siege after this, and I don't really want to stream Siege because it slows things right down. But I can have a look and see what other games I've got that I could maybe stream. I was supposed to be starting a Euro Truck series this week, but I might put that off till next week. And I really need to start editing the podcast, otherwise that's not going to be done in time. It's a short one this week at least, so it's not too bad. We'll see. We'll see. Is my answer to that. Let's put some more trees in. So yeah, off camera, I'll start planning some cross-country services. I'll extend the GWR service. Actually, I'll consult with George on that first. The idea I had was we've got these extra platforms here at Moningpool Falls, and we currently have a service that terminates at Gronville West. So I did have an idea to extend the service from Gronville West up to Moningpool Falls, but I think Gronville West is a good terminus station for the existing service. So I might just do a cross-country service instead that goes from Fort Flomwood Parkway through Woolworth and then through Gronville and bypass Moningpool Falls for now and continue up this way. And I'm also going to create a new franchise, probably called Great Northern, that's just going to run between Sunington and Warnbridge Airport at the moment. Do it. Do not blame me if the podcast isn't ready for Saturday. That's all I can say. Do not blame me. Even though it's entirely my fault for not doing it, do not blame me. Alright, if you're happy to extend it, I'll extend it. I'll have a look at what stations it can stop at. Because, obviously Moningpool Falls, because it's the terminus. I think... So, here's Gronville. So I think skip Plunningville, maybe stop at Kethill, and then branch off this way. Actually, maybe stop at all stations at this point, because the cross-country services are going to pretty much go straight through. So yeah, stop at all stations. Happy with that? Including Brynbourne here, and then Fronbourne here, and then into Moningpool Falls. I'll have a look at that. I'll have a look at that and review it. Then we'll do some other stuff with some other routes. And we'll also get the Gardcity Connect services going, so I'll get the speed limit sheets set up for the... especially for the branches here, through Rinston, and then down towards Fort Flomwood Central, because if we can do that, then we can start getting Gardcity South Western services running on this line as well. And then perhaps after that I'll do the ones down through Cadingbury and Buntbourne. Fine by me. Awesome. Alright, I think here's a good place to end it then. I'll give you a nice shot here of Fort Flomwood Parkway as we end the stream. So, still don't know what we're doing next week. Feel free to comment below this when it becomes a video, which it should do within the hour, I hope. But yeah, comment some ideas below, especially if you're watching this as a video and it's not next week yet. Comment below ideas for next week's stream. Best ones will be chosen. You can always check out the episode plans list to see if your idea has been selected or not. And then when we come back next week, we'll be doing whatever it is has been selected. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for getting the chat going in the end. It took a while to get there, but we got some conversation going in the end, which is always good. The easiest way to get the conversation going is to have more people in the chat. And the easiest way to have more people in the chat is to have more subscribers. So overall, the roundabout way is let's get some more subscribers. We're 20 away from 1,000. Thank you also for pointing out, James, that we are... What was that I said? 400 and... It's probably changed a bit now because more people have been watching this. 470 views away from 300,000, which is another monumentous landmark. So let's get both of those numbers up to those targets between now and, let's say, next month. That's a nice little goal for everyone. And then, yeah, hopefully next week we'll have more people in chatting as well. So until then, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video / stream. And, of course, if you're enjoying the series. You can drop some comments down below this video with ideas for future episodes, including next week's, as I've already said. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button and also click that big bell notification so you never miss an upload. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you guys for your continued support, and also click the big bell notification so you never miss an upload. And until next time, I will see you soon.